what has been your biggest failure? And what has been the biggest learning experience from that?
Last year, I wanted to be a beauty queen, and I let other standards of beauty affect me. I put on a wig, I had my long hair, I covered my tattoos, but I didn't feel like me. Now, I accept myself, I love myself, and I respect myself. That is why I'm here with my own hair, showing you my heart, showing you my tattoos, showing you my skin.
My biggest failure in this life is being way too hard on myself. For all my life, I've strived to push for perfection, but perfection is something that does not exist. I have had to learn over time that it is okay to be exactly who you are. Not everything is perfect in this life. There are some things that you don't love, but with time and acceptance, you can always learn to love. That is what this life is about, taking the time to understand yourself, taking the time to give yourself that same love that you've always deserved from your inner child to who you are now. Thank you.
Who's it gonna be? Miss USA! Minori Monet!
Congratulations to Miss USA, Midori Monet. And means that the first runner-up is Miss Cuba, Olivia Lauren.
The first runner-up will receive 125.
Chiang Mai Provincial Office of Tourism and Sports, Ministry of Tourism and Sports, MC of the F District, Kosi Patia Wong Amati, Thai Air Asia, Minor International Public Company Limited, Anantara Chiang Mai Resort, NH Bangkok Sukhumvit Boulevard, Kapilan Riverside Spa Resort, Chiang Mai.
Result.
I think the audience said it for itself. Throughout this competition, to say the least, I've been bullied. I have been told that I look like a man. I have been pushed. I have been thrown rocks at. And, well, it's a bit of a shock to see what's happened. This is it is what it is, and we have to move forward. But I am a human being with feelings, and this year, it was beyond beauty.
Yeah. How do you feel about the reception of the audience, your co-contestants?
That filled my whole heart, because what I guess the organization, or maybe it's because I don't have a franchise, but what they couldn't see, the audience saw. And at least that made me feel good.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And what are your sentiments about the new winner?
I think the organization is going to have a lot of work to do, and if that's what they choose, but I'm so confused because this was beyond beauty.
Okay. And what about a message to everyone who supported you until you reached
Thank you so much. Never give up on your dreams. And sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt me.
Hello, guys, and welcome back to Can We Talk with Juel, proudly sponsored by fundraisingcup.org Ministries. This is part of my Why Are We Fighting series, so stay tuned and listen and see what we got going on today. So, someone sent me a short pageant clip. I don't know if you guys have seen it recently, and at first glance, it looked like a petty racial moment where a Black contestant won, but instead of celebrating her, the other contestants jumped up and cheered for the runner-up, who was not seemingly Black. Now, here's the thing. This is a prime example of why I don't let short clips move me. They rarely tell the whole story, as I mentioned in the last podcast where I talked about Charlie Kirk. And there are always more context, and without it, we risk drawing the wrong conclusions. First of all, these weren't even women competing. These were men in dresses competing in a pageant to be called Mrs. And that fact matters because if we're going to have an honest conversation about hypocrisy, pettiness, and authenticity, we need all the facts on the table. Apparently, the runner-up, Miss Cuba, made a statement during the pageant competition. And the statement was basically about showing up as real and authentic without tattoos and with real hair. That's when I had to pause. Hit the pause button, guys. Because if we're going to talk about being real and authentic, how in the world does that square up with showing up as the opposite gender? That alone feels contradictory. And then to throw shade at another contestant over hair and tattoos, that's where it started feeling messy for me, guys. I got to get honest with you. Later, Ms. Cuba said that through the pageant, they learned to love and respect themselves. But my question is this, and follow me, if you will. If you truly, truly love and respect yourself, wouldn't that begin with embracing who you were born to be? Again, no shade. I'm just asking questions that get lost in the hype. Now back to the viral clip. The other contestants rallied behind the runner-up instead of the winner. To the audience, that looked like a racial slight. But I suspect it was more about personal drama behind the scenes. Something must have happened between the winner and the others that made them side with the runner-up. Was it petty? Yes. Unsportsmanlike? Absolutely. Did it look racially charged on camera? Definitely. I'll be honest, I don't watch many pageants. I don't believe in ranking women or anyone for that matter on internal and external beauty. But this particular moment stood out to me because of the cattiness. And then the runner-up's closing words sealed the deal for me. They said they'd been bullied for looking like a man. Well, technically, they are a man dressed as a woman. So that reaction from others, while cruel, isn't completely disconnected from reality. And this is what I'm trying to hit home with, guys. I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, I love everyone, you know, as provided that, you know, they treat everyone with love and respect. But we must not disconnect ourselves from reality. And that's what's happening, I think, globally, or at least the agenda is pushing us not to say what it is or speak what we see things to be. And to add, I thought this pageant was about more than beauty. That's what she said. So to add further insult to injury, that came across like wisdom, less likely than it did more like bitterness, right? Because she's not offering wisdom here. She's being bitter. It's a sore loser moment. And at the end of the day, the whole thing made me ask, why are we fighting? Publicly at that. Over a title that many of us don't even fully understand. Does this mean the U.S. now takes the crown for the most men who can dress and look like women? And where does that leave Christian women trying to raise sons or find husbands? Maybe that's a conversation for another episode. But let me leave you with this, guys. I don't have a problem with men dressing as women in comedy series and so forth. We've all had a good chuckle or so. But here's my advice. Never go lower than those who play dirty. Because from the outside looking in, you'll look like the villain while they play the victim. Hold your composure, rise above, and let time reveal the truth. Stay blessed, and please, please, guys, stop fighting. Until we meet again, bye.